Hey, welcome to the Thursday Collection Connection, where we're playing the game that's just an excuse to talk about records. Eric's last video was about Manitoba's Wild Kingdom. I had never heard of that band before. I'm only vaguely aware of the Dictators. I have one Dictator song, To Tubman, that's on a punk collection that I own. I'd listened to it before here. The album was fun. Eric talked about the cheese. I can see callbacks to bands like Kiss and Quiet Riot and Twisted Sister, things that I have some sort of affection for. They're very hooky hard rock. That was enjoyable. Other bits like track 2 sounded to me, it kind of was reminiscent of the Beastie Boys when they were playing instruments around Sabotage kind of time. And late in the album made me think of Bad Religion. So it was fun, not necessarily, again, my bag, but it was fun and easy listen. And I zeroed in right away on the Manitoba part. I guess Dick Manitoba is the lead singer there. And really wanted to make a Canadian province connection. I couldn't find any band that I had that also had the name of a Canadian province in it. So I started breaking other countries into subdivisions, and I remembered Victoria in Australia. And I thought, I can do Victoria Falls. That's a great little album. And I did a lot of research, got some fun facts about the Victoria Falls Waterfalls. There's one in Africa, and I'm already forgetting where the other one was. And so I did my research, listened to the album, was coming up with a whole spiel. And if you're faster than me, eventually I picked up on the fact that the band is actually called Veronica Falls and not Victoria Falls. So my whole connection, my tenuous connection of country subdivisions was a total bust. But I actually came around still connecting to Manitoba, a more interesting connection that when I started doing actual research on Manitoba's Wild Kingdom, I discovered that there was an act that was performing in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s under the name Manitoba, and Dick Manitoba threatened a lawsuit. And so that artist changed their name, their performing name. They had released some material under the name Manitoba, but have since gone back and reissued their material under their current name, which is Caribou. And the album, which I'm holding up the wrong one, there we go, is Suddenly by Caribou. Now, this is an album, a 2020 album, so I wasn't aware of any of this, and I'm only vaguely aware of Caribou in spite of owning this particular album. I've been lately, in the last couple of years, branching out, buying albums by bands that are new to me. I've been searching for something that falls into one of two camps. I broke my arm a couple of years ago, my shoulder, and had a really horrible time with sleep and sort of developed a habit of playing music as I went to sleep to give me something to focus on that was not pain. And trying to find albums that are kind of beginning to end cool and soothing, that don't have, jarring upbeat tracks somewhere at track 7 or whatever, is relatively difficult. They have a kind of a dreamy quality throughout. So one of the things that I've been looking for, and I don't have a ton, so I did not have a ton of that kind of music, and because of that I've been looking for things that fit that bill. And on the other side of the coin is, after Mark Hollis of Talk Talk's death, I've been in kind of a post-rock mood for the last couple of years, and looking for things that are more about kind of the the texture and the mood than strictly about the tunes. So I still like a pop hook. I always like a pop hook, and that's why I can't go straight ambient on the sleepy time songs. I can't put on like a Brian Eno record or something like that, something that just floats. I still need something that has a hook and just a gentleness, a dreaminess to it. And similarly, with the sort of more experimental music, I like it when they go out on tangents and kind of get into that mesmerizing loop, or really minimalist instrumentation. But I still like a pop hook. And the Caribou didn't really fall into either of those camps. And so it's not bad. I guess it's more reminiscent of, to me, of like Fatboy Slim and Moby, in that you'll take on a lot of the songs, a short sample of, an old soul or gospel R&B vocal, and then, chop it up and loop it and process it. And it isn't necessarily my thing. It's not bad at all. It just didn't end up being either of the two things that I was specifically looking for. But seeing this connection, when I looked up, I'm like, hey, I have a Caribou album. So I gave it another listen. And it's just not bad. It feels a little like, because it is one guy. It's a guy named Dan Snaith. And he is from Canada, but he's from Ontario. He's not from Manitoba. But it feels more sort of DJ inspired, even though the songs, there are songs there, but it feels a little like stuff that I could accomplish in GarageBand. It feels like a one-man project that is more about the post-processing than it is the playing. So it's decent. There's a track called Magpie that I'll probably throw into the Collection Connection playlist. You can check that out. That was probably the song that grabbed me the most, and it's fine for what it is. It's kind of dancey, maybe hard to categorize, but it's electronic music, which I do like. And that's it. I probably already run well over my 5 minutes, so I will give Caribou's Suddenly from 2020, hand that back over to Eric, and you can watch Eric, my brother Eric. I call him Brother Eric. You call him Plastic Eric, because he's my brother and he's your plastic. And he will respond on Monday with his video, and that's it, I think. So keep an eye out for that. Anybody who made it to the end, thanks for watching. Bye-bye.